Did you catch the buzz about Prince Harry's recent visit to Colombia? A trip that was anything but ordinary. It has sparked conversations and garnered attention from all corners of the globe. But it's not just the visit itself that has people talking, but rather the unexpected praise he received from a prominent figure in academia, Professor Tim Wilson. Now, for those who may not be familiar with him, Professor Tim Wilson is a highly esteemed academic and commentator, respected for his insightful observations and balanced perspectives. When he speaks, people listen, and what he had to say about Prince Harry's visit to Colombia was nothing short of commendatory. Professor Wilson highlighted the authenticity that Prince Harry brought to his visit. He pointed out how Harry, with his down-to-earth demeanour, broke the mould of the typical royal visit. Instead of the usual protocol-driven events filled with pomp and circumstance, Harry chose to be hands-on, to engage directly with the local communities he visited. This approach was not only refreshing, it was impactful. He wasn't just there for a photo op, he was there to make a difference, to listen, to learn, and to lend his voice to the issues that mattered to these communities. He wasn't just there as a royal, he was there as a person who genuinely cared. Professor Wilson went on to praise Harry's sincerity, his dedication, and his commitment to using his influence for positive change. Such words from a man of Professor Wilson's stature are not given lightly, and they serve to underscore the significance and the impact of Prince Harry's visit. But it wasn't just Professor Wilson who noticed. The people of Colombia felt it too. They saw the real Harry, the one who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty, the one who cares deeply and passionately about the causes he champions. And that's the beauty of it all. That's right, Harry was indeed on the ground, engaging with local communities in Colombia. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to, because he believed in the power of connection, of understanding, and of change, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a royal visit done right. So, why was Prince Harry in Colombia, you may ask? The journey across the Atlantic, it appears, was not simply for a change of scenery. Prince Harry, along with Meghan, was invited by none other than Vice President Francia Marquez for a cause that is both pressing and pertinent in our modern world. Their mission? To shine a light on issues that often lurk in the shadows, yet impact every corner of our society. Mental health and digital safety were the primary agenda of the visit, a topic that might seem novel for a royal, but Prince Harry and Meghan have never been ones to shy away from the unconventional. Their approach was hands-on and involved direct interaction with the people most affected by these issues. They visited schools, not as distant figures, but as engaged participants, eager to learn and contribute. They met with young leaders, embodying the spirit of forward thinking and innovation. They held conversations that mattered, shedding light on the importance of protecting children in the digital realm. The digital world is a playground for the young, but it's also a labyrinth with hidden dangers. The discussions were not just about acknowledging these threats, but about finding practical solutions to protect the vulnerable. Prince Harry and Meghan did not just talk about change, they were active catalysts, instigating conversations that could lead to real impact. Their approach was not about grand gestures, but about tangible actions. They were not there to simply wave from balconies, but to roll up their sleeves and get involved. They were there to make a difference, to bring about change, to ensure that the future generations inherit a safer, more understanding world. In short, Prince Harry and Meghan were engaged in work of great significance. Their visit was not about pomp and ceremony, but about purpose and action. They showed that royalty is not about the crowns and the palaces, but about using one's position to effect change. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a royal duty indeed. As expected, the media had their own interpretations. Now let's talk about the reactions from different media outlets. Some of them seemed to have their own agenda, focusing less on the purpose of the visit and more on the perceived controversy. The British tabloids, in particular, tried to stir the pot. The narrative spun by them presented Prince Harry's visit to Colombia as something controversial. They seemed to overlook the fact that he was there to discuss pressing issues such as mental health and digital safety. Instead, they focused on creating a spectacle, painting Harry's visit in a negative light. But let's take a step back and compare this with the reception of other royal tours. Many other members of the royal family have embarked on similar visits, yet their travels rarely received the same level of scrutiny or criticism. Take, for instance, the numerous royal tours undertaken by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, They've been to countless countries, attended numerous events and engaged in various discussions, yet their visits are often portrayed as glamorous holidays funded by taxpayers' money. The media seems to overlook the cost and the lack of tangible outcomes from these visits. On the other hand, Prince Harry's visit to Colombia had a clear purpose. He was there to discuss important issues and make a real impact. Yet, the media chose to focus on the controversy, ignoring the meaningful work being done. This bias is not only unfair, but also misleading. It creates a narrative that veers away from the real issues at hand and focuses instead on generating controversy for the sake of it. Interestingly, the controversy seems to arise only when Prince Harry is involved. Could it be that his approach to royal duties, focusing on impact rather than appearances, is too much for the traditional media to handle? Or is it simply a case of the media choosing to vilify one prince while glorifying the other? Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. The media's portrayal of Prince Harry's visit to Colombia was far from balanced or fair. One might wonder, how does Harry stack up against the rest of the royal family? Well, that's a question that opens the door to a fascinating comparison. Prince Harry, unlike some of his royal counterparts, has been making waves for his hands-on approach to royal duties. Where the traditional royal family might opt for a more ceremonial role, Harry has been diving into the heart of the matter. His recent visit to Colombia wasn't a mere photo opportunity filled with handshakes and smiles. Instead, it was a meaningful trip aimed at making a tangible difference. Harry's focus is on the issues that matter today: mental health, digital safety, and the protection of children online. These are not the typical topics you'd associate with a royal visit, but Harry isn't your typical royal. He's breaking the mold, challenging expectations, and proving that you don't need a crown to make a difference. Now, let's compare this to the traditional royal family. Their visits are often centered around grandeur, ceremony, and tradition. While these have their place, one can't help but question their relevance in today's world. Is a grand procession more important than addressing mental health issues? Is a royal banquet more beneficial than ensuring the digital safety of our children? Harry's approach is a breath of fresh air. It's a reminder that being royal isn't about the pomp and pageantry. It's about using your influence to effect positive change. Prince Harry, with his down-to-earth approach and focus on relevant issues, is doing just that. So let's circle back to our initial question. How does Harry stack up against the rest of the royal family? Well, if we're measuring by impact and relevance, it's safe to say he's leading the pack. Evidently, Prince Harry proves that making a difference doesn't require a palace or a title. It requires a genuine desire to make a difference, and that, dear listeners, is a trait that Prince Harry has in abundance. In the end, what can we make of Prince Harry's visit to Colombia? A journey that was more than just a royal rendezvous. It was a testament to his authenticity, his genuine desire to make a difference and engage with the world around him. Prince Harry's approach, far removed from the traditional royal perception, has shown us a different side of royalty, one that is hands-on, involved, and genuinely concerned with the issues at hand. With his feet firmly on the ground, Harry has shown that you don't need a palace or a title to make a difference. You just need a heart that cares and a will to act. This mission, far from the prying eyes of the paparazzi, was not about photo ops or publicity stunts. It was about discussing important issues like mental health and digital safety, about protecting children online, and about making a real impact. His work in Colombia was not just recognized, but praised by respected figures like Professor Tim Wilson, a testament to the significance and authenticity of his efforts. And let's not forget, amidst the noise and the chaos, the purpose of this visit. Invited by Vice President Francia Marquez, Harry and Meghan were there to engage with the local communities, to listen to their stories, to understand their struggles, and to bring those issues to the forefront. And they did just that, not from a balcony, but from the very grounds where these issues are a daily reality. In the face of tired criticism and relentless media scrutiny, Harry's visit to Colombia stands out as a shining example of what it truly means to be a royal in the 21st century. It's about using your platform to make a difference, to bring about change, and to do the work that truly matters. So what are your thoughts on Prince Harry's approach? Comment below, and remember to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.